Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm back. It's a beautiful day out there today. I think I'm going to go out later and sweep off my deck and just relax to some old school jams. When I say old school, I'm talking about Kool and Gang, Shaka Khan, stuff like that. All the good stuff. I'm going to do a full face of makeup today. Normally, I will, leave a few things out because, I'm not like one of those people that feel like they can't go out of the house without makeup on. A lot of times I go out with just a tinted gloss on, maybe a little bit of blush, but today I woke up and I said, you know what? My package should be here today with all this new junk that I told myself that I was not going to buy. And I did it. And so I'm going to be doing another video. I don't know if I'm going to do it today, but I'm going to show you guys what I got from Shop Miss USA. It's my first time buying from them. I was totally excited to see that, they had the type of discounts that they had. And like, you don't just have to buy little cheap makeup. They have lots of brands on there, ColourPop and Juvia's Place and all kinds of brands that are quality brands. They sell them on that site as well at a discounted price, sometimes a real big discount. So usually when I go on that site, I will go to the clearance or sale section first to see what they have over there. And they don't disappoint y'all. So let's just see if what I get was what I ordered. Also, if it keeps my attention. I have like a very short attention span, so the makeup sucks. I'm gonna be bored with it, and I'm not gonna be ordering from them anymore. Probably. I say probably because I've been known to change my mind. Plus, if I want to get another brand, like if I want to do Milani or ColourPop or something like that, I can probably go there and get it cheaper than in the store or on that particular brand's website. They like to leave us out here to where we need stuff. They get us hooked on it and then won't lower the price. It would be like, oh my goodness, like, can't live life without this concealer, and so you'll end up paying a ridiculous amount of money for it. But honey, that is not me. I will adapt. I'm not about to sit up there and spend all kinds of money on stuff that doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Oh, I wanted to say something about color correcting as well. You know, as you know, the darker your skin tone is, the darker and deeper of color correction you're going to need. But a lot of times with this full coverage foundation and concealer, you don't even need to color correct. I like to do it. I feel like it makes my overall look better, but trust me, you do not have to do this. Color correcting is not necessarily. I've seen people where they're color correcting and it almost looks like underpainting. They just got it all over the place, different colors. And I will say, you know, yes, you should do what works for you, but sometimes a lot of this stuff is unnecessary. Like I was watching a video, this lady, and she said that she was interacting with her audience. She's a makeup artist, and they were telling her, you know, why are you using so much foundation? And she automatically just thought, yeah, you know, 4 pumps. 4 pumps. Do you know how much makeup that is? That is a lot of makeup. At the absolute max, I've used 2 pumps. Most of the time, I use 1, maybe 1.5, because the extra makeup is just going to take away from your look. It's harder, you know, to keep it maintained when you got so much of it on. So, more of a minimalist in that way. Like, too, depending on the concealer I wear, I will not wear foundation. And a lot of times, instead of foundation, I just wear a tint. That might not always work for me, but right now that works for me, so I like to do that. And I have some nice foundations. I try to wait till there's like an occasion. But sometimes it's nice to just do it for, you know, yourself. If that's what you want to do it. But I'm telling you, you won't run out of your foundation as fast if you use a little less. And if you're using a color corrector, a concealer, there's no reason why you need 4 pumps of foundation. In my humble opinion. But hey, you know, like I said, do what you gotta do. I don't like people telling me what to do. I like suggestions, but I don't like people like expecting me to do it the way that they do it. I like suggestions. And if someone asks me, you know, how I do it, I'm happy to share. I'm happy to share how I do it. I'm happy to show why I do it. I'm just happy. Using a lighter concealer under my eye. Started using a darker one when I'm cleaning up my eyebrows and then around in this area where I tend to get little scars. Using too light of a concealer, gosh, I've done it so many times, it just looks ridiculous. So now I'm starting to pay more attention to it and be, you know, pay more attention to how I'm doing things and be more diligent about I don't know, like following the rules makeup, I guess. I like to do different things. Some things you can do different. Some things I think that sticking by the rules just works a little better. But again, my channel, my opinion. Also, I use a little bit of less foundation, just use more of the pressed powder on top of it. It seems to work for me, but using NYX Blur, I really like it. I didn't think I was going to like it, and I didn't the first like time or two that I actually used it. I was just like, no, this is not for me, and blah, blah, blah. And then I was going through my makeup, and I was like, let me try this. Let me try it again, and I love it. It barely feels like you have anything on, and that's my thing. I think that's my thing about makeup. I love makeup. I love the way it looks, but I don't like the feeling of having a whole bunch of stuff on, so if I can find little shortcuts there, I'm gonna take it. The little dot technique just works better for me, so you ain't gotta do it like that. Put your stuff on the way it works for you. You know, I really just start getting into these modes where I just want to turn my phone off. You guys feel like that? So many scammers out there. I just, you know, in a day I'll get a call from like at least one from most of the 50 states. Apparently they think they see sucker written on my forehead, and now I will tell you that earlier this year I found out that my identity had been stolen. Found out from Social Security. And then I got a letter from the IRS that these individuals took my information and filed false tax returns with exorbitant salaries. So, of course, they could, you know, get that cash back. And it really messed me up for several months. Credit tanked. And, you know, these government agencies, I'm not blaming them because, you know, sometimes they have lots of work they got to get done. I didn't catch it right away, and then it took a long time to get it corrected, and I just thought in the meantime, oh my gosh, how am I going to straighten this out? But guess what, guys? Bad as that stuff is, it doesn't last. And I'm already at a point now where I'm, you know, kind of getting back on my feet, so I'm grateful for that. So it's definitely a learning experience, but keep track of your information, y'all. These people out here are desperate, like a lot of us, but people don't really have morals in that way, so they can pick on a widow. And somebody tried to give me the other day, but I followed right up on that and reported them because it was from my PayPal, and didn't know I had something in there, but apparently I did, and they were trying to get it. They had a whole, okay, they had the email looked official, and the numbers that they had listed, it sounded professional when you called it, but just, it was not legit. So, and I'm just like, haven't you guys messed with me enough this year? Save some for next year. No? Save it for next year. No, I'm planning on going through this anymore. I don't. It's too stressful. You got children and responsibilities and things like that, and you just don't have time to be playing with people like that. It makes me mad that, you know, we have to be that way. We have to, like, really check out everything. The people that we're dealing with and everything, and just can't take things for granted, because just people out there with ulterior motives. Motive being, I'm about to steal all this little chick's money. A little bit. But that's not going to stop the party, is it? Okay, today looks like a green day. So, do some green up in here. I used to be really too much of a fan of green or yellow, but that's changing. I think green looks gorgeous with brown eyes. It's just, I don't know. It just seems to make it, if you have brown eyes, it just seems to really bring them out. So I know a lot of women are just like, you know, they don't like their brown eyes, and, you know, I went through my little phase too, but now I love it. Totally love it. Okay, so now on the bottom part, I'm just gonna put a little bit of the light green. This highlighter green. I don't know, but we're gonna make it work. Trying out colors, trying out to use the makeup I have. I'm definitely a fan of colors, putting them together correctly. And I've heard people say, you know, once you get to be a certain age, you shouldn't, you know, wear too many colors. I think you just have to, you know, just be very aware of just like anything. What you can rock and what you cannot rock. Some people feel like they cannot rock colors, so they like to stick with the neutrals, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's awesome. But there's other people too that they love colors. I'm the second kind of person. I love colors. I'm just like, life is not in black and white, so I'm not going to do things in black and white. I'm going to do things in color and with surround sound. It doesn't look too bad. Let's see who this is, because it's nice to get nice texts from people. Okay, sorry guys. I'm totally getting caught up in this stuff. I need to stop. Again, I'm using my Tarte mascara because it's so awesome. When I run out of this, now trust me, I'll probably go buy 2 more. Just to make sure. I have a whole bag full of mascara, but like I'm always trying to look for the perfect one for my little eyeballs, but this one is awesome. You can have nothing and it'll make it look like something. I probably should be curling my eyelashes, but I'm not going to do it like that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now what are we gonna do, y'all? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some contouring and some highlighting. Contour my gels, jawline, whatever you want to call it. And it's cool. Like, I used to kind of be like a skeptic, so to speak, about contouring, because I was just like, but then when I started doing it, like, I was noticing a difference. Like, it looked different. And so yeah, now I'm a fan, a triple dipper fan. it doesn't do this unless I'm trying to do my makeup or watch something. Which I'm not a big TV watcher. It bothers me to have it on all the time, but every now and then I watch something and that's when my phone starts. And I'm just like, hey, you had all day to text and call. You're gonna wait till I sit down and start. Try to give myself some self-care. Have to get better at contouring and highlighting, but the only way you get better is just to keep doing it. So I have to make myself do this, even though I normally wouldn't wear this except on a full face of makeup. I need to practice. This kind of just brings out the contour. Put a little bit under it. Good. Okay. Now for the blush, I'm not going to do a, wait a minute, my e.l.f. putty blush. This doesn't want to focus, but it's e.l.f. putty blush. This is the color. I like it. It's very neutral, so it goes with anything. And you know, just one of the things that I picked up. I saw it and I was just like, okay, what's this about? And so I've only worn it like 2 times, but it is a nice blush. I love it. Very nice. Go over it, a little bit of powder. Okay. Now let's do a lip bake. I'm not going to line my lips. Let me tell you, I think a lined lip is beautiful. But for me, just having a just a plain look is what my preference is. So I'm not saying you shouldn't, and you shouldn't at least know how to line your lips. But my preference is not to. Maybe because I'm self-conscious about my lips and not trying to bring attention to them like that. And I do believe we have our look, y'all. What do you think? I think the green goes really pretty with this kind of neutral colors. Green goes pretty with brown. Green goes pretty with a lot of things. So, and my eyeballs too. So yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will be back with a small haul video. So make sure you take care of yourself today, and I will see you soon.